No chemicals or preservatives, just 100% honest to goodness hickory smoked meat.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Boy, some chicken wings have really hit the spot.
You ain't got no better food, like some chicken wings, some baby back ribs, some fries or something?
And that's just two guys talking, am I right? We're just talking.
Hey, howdy, hey. A very warm welcome to the pit.
The Pit.
Home of the number one all-time greatest barbecue podcast in the northern, I'm just going to say it, in the northwest United States.
Oh my gosh, we are expanding.
Nobody's challenged us. I'm looking for a challenger. I'm calling people out.
Undisputed heavyweight champions.
Nobody weighs more than we do.
Yay for Maverick. They help out.
And I was thinking about that. We need to go back to trolling Maverick.
We do. They hooked us up for a minute.
Yeah, for a minute they hooked us up, but I think we need to... We've come a long ways.
Yeah.
We've got the video on YouTube now.
We've got at least 7 more subscribers since day one.
Oh, we're knocking on the door. People, tell your friends, tell your family. We need everyone to go subscribe. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Do it.
I want to say we're not that far from 100 subscribers. We are at 85 subscribers today.
Hey-o!
Here we go. Let's have a little contest, Mike.
Okay.
Let's give away a hat. How do
I like it.
How do you feel about that?
Yes.
We will give away one of our, had to reach for it, beloved Fat Guys with Smokers hats. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we'll start a giveaway on Instagram.
Who will we give it to? The 100 subscriber? Or?
No, because I can't see that.
Yeah.
But we'll do a giveaway once we hit 100 subscribers.
I like it.
How's that sound?
Okay.
So,
And no making fake accounts. All right?
Hey, I'll take them.
Yeah, all right, fine. Let's be honest. That's what it'll be.
No. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Let's get over 100. Let's cross the threshold.
I like it. I'm on board.
I feel like it'll just skyrocket from there. Mm-hmm. Hopefully. Maybe.
Once we get over 100, man, the snowball starts rolling, and then it goes forth and gets bigger. I was trying to be philosophical, and then
I was going to say, are you like trying to do a play on like a rock cut from the mountain?
I mean, that's kind of where it headed. It meant it was supposed to be like momentum, supposed to be mad inspirational, but
all right. Anyways, Mike, how you been?
Dude, so good.
1 week later.
Yeah.
And I feel like we haven't talked in that week at all.
Really
it's been
haven't.
busy.
I mean, you text every Tuesday, and I'm like, good heavens. The last time I talked to you, it was like
Last Tuesday.
So, dude, been good. Summer's busy. I always look forward to summer all school year. Like,
I think
I'll
you're
have so
busier
much
now than
time.
you are in the school year.
I am. I really am. I'm trying to do too much. But
How's landscaping?
it's
Still
good.
love it?
It's hot, and I'm out of shape.
It is
So,
really hot.
It's very humbling. I used to be able to just go balls to the wall all day, and now I'm like, bleh. So hopefully we'll get back in landscaping shape just in time to go back to school.
Hey,
It's usually how it goes.
there you go. I know. It's sitting here across the studio in the man cave here.
I see that.
I bought a rower.
Ooh.
Owls had a killer deal on them, and I put it together and was taking it for its maiden row this morning.
Yeah.
And Charlie came down and was sitting in my chair watching me. I had one of the Apple workouts going.
Uh-huh.
And I was like dying, like sweat pouring down my face, like out of breath. And he goes, "Are you okay, Dad? Why are you breathing so hard?" And I was just like, "Leave me alone."
When Damon was like a toddler, I was down in the basement. It was before we finished the basement, and I was trying to do some workouts. I think I was trying to do an insanity workout. I was in much better shape than I am now, but I was struggling. And Damon's like, I want to work out with Dad. And he just lays on the ground and goes, I was like, you jerk. It was pretty funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I know. So Haley is getting ready for a 5K. And Rob decided he wanted to run with her.
Oh, wow.
And Haley ran in high school. Like, she knows what she's doing and is, like, going through a training program. But it, old age is starting to catch her. She's not old. It hasn't caught her yet,
Yeah,
but it
dangerous
is.
words.
It's reminding her that it is near.
Yeah.
And her knees have been bugging her the last couple of days. So Rob decides he's going to go. And he just, like, goes out, crappiest shoes in the world, and just, like, runs 2 miles. And, like, came home and was like, okay, what's next? What are we doing?
Oh, what a jerk. To be young again.
Oh, she was ready to throttle him. It was awesome.
Oh, shoot.
So, yeah, all of us are trying to be a little more healthy, take care of our bodies. My body is not happy that I'm doing these things.
True that.
But in happier news, Mike, you were just telling me about at least tonight's cook. What have you cooked in the last week?
Oh, well, I've done a couple of things. I finally did some fried rice on the Blackstone.
Oh,
last
yeah,
week.
I forgot. How'd that go?
It went really good. I used Spam for my meat.
Yeah.
Because I had some. Actually, I think I had Whitney go and get me some because it just sounded interesting. So I did that, and it was good. My kids didn't eat it as good as I thought they would, but I've been eating it for lunch the last couple days. And then on Sunday, I just, did some chicken thighs. And so I've been throwing a couple of those in with my lunch, a couple of those in with the rice. It's been really good. And then today, we just did burgers and dogs on the Weber. But, dude, I love the Weber. Everything that you cook on the Weber.
Yeah,
is so
and this
tasty.
is a Weber kettle.
Yes, Weber
Charcoal.
kettle. Yep. 22-inch Weber kettle.
Rub it in, Mike. Rub it in.
Listen, it's only a matter of time, John.
I know. I found one that I was going to buy, and then Haley told me no.
Oh, rude.
Well, she's got a point. I'm actually out of place. Like, I don't know where I would put another grill.
I get that.
She was like, well, are you going to get rid of your other one? I was like, no, that was my first grill. Like,
How dare you, Matt?
this is important to me. Are you going to get rid of... You're going to get rid of Charlie? You're going to get rid of your firstborn?
There you go. I'll bet that went over well.
Yeah, I thought it. I wasn't brave enough to say it to her face.
That's a good call.
So
I was gonna
hopefully
say,
she's
oof.
not listening to this episode.
If she's anything like Whitney, usually she's a week behind, so I have time to prep her for what's about to happen.
So I could tell everyone about the rice. What went in it?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, already cooked the rice, which is important because you want it dried out. So I cooked the rice a couple of days before. And then, so I used Spam, and I just kind of cubed it up. I also just bought a frozen package of peas and carrots.
It's like it was made for fried rice.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, it's a great amount. It worked out great. So I threw that down, threw down some avocado oil, threw that down, and then I put the Spam on and just kind of let it kind of crisp up, I guess. And then so I had 2 burners on the Blackstone. I've got 4 burners on it. So I had 2 burners hot, and the other was kind of my cool side. So as things cooked, I moved them to the cooler side of the grill so that they didn't get cold, but they didn't char. And so vegetables, then Spam, and then threw the rice down and kind of let it fry up, and then cracked. I think I did 3 or 4 eggs. I can't remember. And just kind of mixed it all in. Mixed everything together. All the while, so each layer, I'm doing soy sauce and a little bit of sesame oil.
Nice.
And then mixing it all together. So it turned out really good. I'm kind of a fan. It's my first time making that. I'd like to try like some lo mein, just with the rice noodles instead of rice, but
Yeah.
haven't gotten that far yet. But it was pretty good.
I support it. That
Yeah.
sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of fried rice.
Yeah, it's good. It can be a meal by itself or a great side.
Okay.
Usually
Cool.
it's a side because I need a little more, but pretty good.
Yeah, that or I'm like, here's half a chicken.
Yeah, exactly. So, how were your cooks though? You had a couple big ones, didn't you?
Dude, they all blend together so much. So, let's see. We talked about the big cook for Heritage Days. Mm-hmm. And then I cooked another one the last Wednesday, I think, for, because we had a couple of people that wanted sandwiches that didn't get it. The one that I was really doing it for, they went to Vegas to, I think it's a World Cup game. I don't know. I know nothing about soccer.
Yeah, I'm no help to you.
Anyways, Paraguay and Brazil, I think, were playing. So they went to go see this game. Well, she had to have her appendix out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, down the street there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the yellow house.
Good heavens.
So they spent a couple of days in the hospital and came back. So she didn't get any of that. But then I got a call Wednesday night. Our friends, and maybe I talked about this last night.
I think you did.
It's so hard to keep all of the days straight in my head. Yeah. Anyways, kid was going on his mission for church, and they were having a bunch of people over. So I ended up doing 7 pork shoulders, put them all on my ironwood.
Oh, they all fit, huh?
Dude, but skin of my teeth.
Yeah.
Skin of my teeth
awesome.
For sure. But I did 7 pork shoulders. The smallest one, I think, was 9.5 pounds.
Oh.
So big pork shoulders. But got those all done and cooked, and then shredded those at the party. It never ceases to amaze me how well pork shoulders hold heat.
Yeah.
They hold heat for hours and hours.
And are steaming hot to try to shred.
Yeah. So I wear cotton work gloves with nitrile latex gloves over the top of them, which is great most of the time. You can still definitely feel the heat through them. And I've got sissy hands to begin with, but at some point the palm of my glove split.
Oh, no.
And I didn't realize it. And I went in and full fist just grabbed the pork and
and the juice lingers.
It lingers.
Man.
And I was like,
That's the worst.
there's a whole crowd of people. I'm screaming like a ninny. And everyone's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal.
That's tough, man, because that pork juice, it gets on the cotton glove, absorbs, and it just stays and burns the crap out of your hand.
It's not. It would be. I think it would be different if it really was just juice or water. But there's so much oil in it. It carries heat, and it's pouring hot oil onto a cotton pad that just sits on the palm of your hand. And I still had 3 pork shoulders to go, and all I could do was just be like,
"Oh, just power
Haley,
through.
put another glove on my hand."
Oh, yeah, I've done that before. Oh,
but
it's miserable.
Yeah, I think that's mostly been everything I've done. I've got pork belly in the fridge.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
Never done pork belly.
I'm trying to decide what to do with it. I've done bacon a couple of times, and cured it, and that's fun. The kids really like doing that.
Have you done the burn ends?
I haven't, and I think that's what I'm going to do with at least part of it.
I've never done that. I'm interested in it, but
and then I've gone to restaurants and had just pork belly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's smoked and seared and.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, but I've never tried to do that at home. So I'm just trying to decide what to do. I actually think it'd be really good in fried rice.
Yeah, guaranteed.
So, but I've got that, and then I've got 3 racks of ribs I'm doing for the 4th coming up.
Right on.
So,
I'm doing a shoulder for the 4th. Well, I'll probably do 2 shoulders. Whitney went to pit stop on the last day that they, or maybe it was the second last day.
When it was 50% off.
Yeah, and just got me some rando rubs that I really want to try. A couple of them from Malcolm Reed, the King Craw, his Cajun seasoning that I've seen in a bunch of his videos. One of them though is the Euro Hero or something like that, a Greek seasoning. I've never used that on anything, so I'm interested. I need some lamb or something to try that.
Yeah,
on.
I was thinking about that. I want lamb again. We need to
Yeah.
call Danny.
We should call Danny. Does he have? He doesn't have any right now, does he?
I don't think he
I
does.
don't think he does.
But he'd be totally down if we went and bought a rack of lamb to eat it with us.
Yeah, that's true.
My family won't touch it. They all think it's gross.
Well, I mean, the time I had it with Danny's the only time I've ever had it, and it was pretty good. But
I love lamb.
we need to have him on again because he gave a lot of good tips, like cooking it and immediately serving it. None of that rusting stuff with lamb because it's only good warm. Anyway.
Yeah. So, oh, and you said you did burgers.
I did do burgers, yes.
Every time you do burgers, I feel like I need a backstory
Need some
because, I mean, I do burgers. That was the other thing I did. I cooked for another activity, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I cooked 70 or 80 hamburgers.
Nice. What'd you do them on? Blackstone?
No, I did them on my gas Weber.
Oh, right on.
So, but it was fun. I took Robbie with me, and he cooked hot dogs on somebody else's Weber. And
Oh, cool.
it was an older crowd that we were cooking for, and everyone thought he was super cute. And
There you go.
so,
Way to win.
yeah, but that's how I do burgers. It's like my fanciness is, oh, let's split a hot dog down the middle and put that on my burger.
Yeah.
You do like real fancy stuff with burgers.
I mean, not today. So I went to, now I can't remember if it was Costco or Sam's. I'm pretty sure it was Sam's. And got a prime rib burger. Which I'm pretty sure they can just put whatever they want on it and it's ground beef. But it's a pretty good burger. Anyway, they were on a killer sale. So I got a bunch and then I just vacuum sealed them and I've just been using them. Because all my kids love hot dogs. Whitney will eat hot dogs. And so me and Hallie are the only ones that'll eat a burger. So
My girl,
I sent them
Hallie.
like a couple 2-packs, dude. Seriously. So anyway, I just did that. Nothing super fancy. I put some Worcestershire, and then I had one of those rubs Whitney's got me was the Cosmos Texas beef rub, I think.
Oh, okay.
Which I've never tried before. It was pretty good. So just put a little Worcestershire in that, and then I just cooked it on the Weber. Put a little piece of cheddar on there. I mean, nothing fancy. What I keep forgetting every time I have burgers, when I'm not cooking, I'm always thinking, oh, I should do it like animal style. You know, cook it in the mustard. But but then I don't think about it until I'm all the way done and open the fridge and see the mustard, and I'm like, son of a. So one day I'm going to do that. But that was it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it started when I lived in Chicago, and like you don't put ketchup on hot dogs there.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned to like mustard there,
Yeah.
and now like, man, I don't want ketchup on anything hardly. Like
Really?
maybe French fries, but honestly, I'd just as soon have fry sauce for that.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
So I love just a burger with mustard, and like the more like mustardy, like the more of that like bite, the
Yeah.
better in my opinion.
Yeah, I like that.
So
I'm on board.
cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, so this episode is going to drop on the 4th of July. America. So, probably while you're listening to this, I'm going to be stripping membranes off of ribs and getting those out onto the smoker for a good meal. Mm-hmm. But what else is happening on the 4th of July, Mike?
Crap, now I can't remember what they call it. The Great American something.
It is the
On Nerd
great,
Flirts.
yeah, the Great American, and I'm pulling it up because I got
Great
scared
American
of some-
Barbecue Showdown, I think.
Yep, I think that's right.
I'm a huge fan.
It's super cool. Yeah, the BBQ Showdown.
Yeah.
So the third season of that drops on the 4th of July, which I
Very
think is
excited.
incredibly appropriate.
Yeah, what a cool thing.
So, and these aren't like big name barbecue people. I mean, maybe they've had, I think season 1 they had some big names on there.
Yeah, and I think the judges, obviously, are usually kind of the bigger names, but
Yeah.
most of them are amateurs.
Yeah,
that
they're
do a
maybe
couple
they do
competitions. or
Yeah, maybe they
something,
do a
but-
couple of competitions, but like their friends all know they're kind of like us. They know that we're the barbecue guys.
Yeah.
And they have all sorts of random things where, you know, one, they've got to cook all outside, you know, they don't get to use any traditional cookers, or they get junk cookers that someone's concocted in their brain.
Yeah. One, I feel like they had like homemade smokers, and I was like, dude,
Yeah.
this is my jam right here.
Yeah, when they were cooking
like a
in
filing cabinet and stuff.
cooking in a stove.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That was awesome.
Finally, a purpose for the warming drawer on the bottom, right? But so Mike and I were talking. We thought it would be fun to come up with a competition type challenge, and then
Kind of talk through it.
talk through like what you would do if that dropped.
Yeah.
So, Mike, do you know what your competition is?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right. So how about we do this? I will tell you the competition. You come up with a strategy for it.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. All right. So here's what I'm thinking, and this may not have quite as much to do with barbecue skills and more along the lines of must-see TV. I think, and they may have done something like this, but have you ever watched the food truck challenge or the Great American Food Truck show or whatever?
They build a food truck and a food truck business, and they kind of go
and
from
they all
city to
compete
city
with
and,
each other
yeah.
in different cities. I think something like that would be kind of cool, just because I had our recent Heritage Days cook on my mind. I think it would be cool if you either put them into teams or just give them individual. You give them a Weber charcoal grill. You say, okay, you have 30 minutes to go to the store.
Okay.
You have a budget of, I don't know, just for argument's sake, let's say $150. And you have to go to a local event like Heritage Days or like a fair or something, and you have to make $500.
Okay.
Those are my thoughts.
How long do I have to cook?
Good question. Let's say you have to be ready to go in, let's say 8 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours. All I have is a Weber kettle.
Yep. That's the only thing you can cook on.
Oh, that's going to be hard to, like, cook mass quantities. I mean, even if you have, like, the big, giant 32-inch,
Yeah.
there's only so much you can do. So, low and slow is out the window. So, we're not doing a pork shoulder. I would probably do a pork chop sandwich.
Oh, interesting. Go on. Tell us about this.
I would buy several pork loins.
Okay.
Do I have to buy like all the like the paper boats and?
We'll say no for this experiment.
Okay. Yeah, I would buy pork loin because it's cheap.
And it feeds a lot.
It will absorb a lot of flavors. It's pretty easy to cook. Yeah, and you can feed a lot of people. So I would probably do a pork chop sandwich. It cooks fast too. That's the other thing.
Interesting.
So I would marinate it in something, probably like probably Italian dressing and a rub. Just because it'll simplify the list of things I've got to buy.
I like that. I always go teriyaki, but I like that idea.
Yeah. And I would make a slaw to go on it and then serve it with barbecue sauce. Put it on hamburger buns. Put a bag of chips with it. And I would cook them. I would probably start them over indirect heat, so I'd set my kettle up in a 2-zone cook.
Mm-hmm. As everyone should.
And that would kind of be my stages. Is like I'd put fresh ones on the indirect side, let them kind of absorb a little bit of a smoke flavor, cook, and then I would finish them for a minute or two and sear them off on the hot side. Drop them on a bun, hit them with sauce, chips, maybe a soda.
Okay.
And sell them for, I don't know, $7 or $8.
I like it.
and I think I would sell those all day long.
Dude, that's a great idea. I was thinking hot dogs and burgers. That's a way better idea. It's novelty, and it does. You could keep up with that. Like,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's maybe just like a little bit step above a hamburger and hot dog.
yeah,
And I was really surprised at how many hot dogs we sold.
Yeah.
And I think Whitney was right. I think that was like kids that were just like, I don't want to try something new. Like, it's
Right.
just, here you go. It's a $2 hot dog. Eat it and get out of my face.
Well, and as a parent, I hate going to food trucks and paying like $12 for a corn dog for my kid or whatever. So
Yeah.
having a cheap thing like that was great.
Yeah, I think that was a good idea. But if you're going to do burgers and hot dogs and that's all you're going to have, like, it better be a freaking good burger.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of, like, fancy schmancy burger trucks out there that would put a frozen patty to shame.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good call.
yeah, it's a little different. It'll have a lot of flavor. You can serve it with barbecue sauce and kind of riff on that idea of a pulled pork sandwich, but have it be a pork chop. You've got the slaw there. That's what I do.
John, I'm very impressed that you came up with that on the spot because I promise everybody we did not rehearse this. That was a great idea.
Yeah.
Well done.
So you would have done burgers and hot dogs?
I think so. I mean, I hadn't really given it a ton of thought. I was thinking burgers and dogs. You could do like a snake low and slow cook, or you could do a hot and fast something, but that wouldn't feed as many people as you would want to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
When you first started talking, like, my mind immediately went to, well, I got to sell a lot of it. Like, I'm going to do pulled pork. Mm-hmm. But 8 hours and one cooking vessel, like, you're not going to be able to cook enough pork shoulders
Tough, yeah.
and have it done in 8 hours.
Especially one Weber. You could maybe fit 2 on there
Yeah.
using the snake method. Maybe direct, like hot and fast, but I can't imagine that would be very good. Mm-mm. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I just abandoned it. I mean, maybe if I had a bigger budget, I'd go tri-tip.
Oh, yeah.
Do tri-tip sandwiches, like,
Oh,
with
that would
a
be good.
chimichurri,
Oh, dude.
ciabatta buns.
Or like those strip steak sandwiches where you cut them into strips.
Yeah, do flank steak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
I think you could do that. I think pork chops got a little bit more novelty that it would stand out.
Yeah. Have you ever done, and I can't remember if we've talked about this on here, have you ever done where you take a pork shoulder and cut it into steaks?
No, I haven't.
I haven't done that either. I've seen it a couple of times. I can't decide if it's worth it. It seems like a waste of delicious pulled pork, but maybe it would be really good. But
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be worth giving it a shot.
it'd be worth an experiment.
Yeah.
If anybody's tried it, hit us up in the comments and let us know.
I know.
I've seen it a few times.
Oh,
They
hey.
like smoke it and stuff, but
Did you know we were doing a podcast
Yeah.
here? Like, I had totally forgotten about the audience.
people are listening to this, John. We gotta spice it up a little.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, what do you got for me? And I can tell you right now, I am not as quick on my feet as you, so this might be a little trickier.
No, that's fine.
You knocked that one out of the park.
I love it when they do something different.
Yeah.
So my challenge, I think, would be taking, and I've gone a couple of different ways with this in my head. So let's just put them both together.
Okay.
You have to use 2 different fruits and make an entree and a side to go with it.
But no meat, just fruit?
No, you can use whatever meat
you just
want.
use the...
Yeah,
okay.
you've got to use 2 different fruits, and I'll make it same thing, 8 hours, any cooking vessel you want.
Okay. But you have to incorporate fruit in the main dish and a side.
Yeah.
My side game is not on point. I can tell you that much right now. But the first thing that comes to my mind is the pineapple with the rack of ribs wrapped around it.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be really good. I've wanted to try it. I love grilled pineapple.
Love grilled pineapple. I have been burned by pineapple next to meat before.
Really? See, I've done. You know what? I don't think I've done pineapple on kebabs because I just like it by itself. So I've always cooked the meat while it's resting, roast the pineapple. Interesting. Why was it an issue?
So the enzymes in pineapple, it's really acidic.
Right.
So the acid plus the enzymes in the pineapple break down the protein structure in the meat, and it gets mushy.
Interesting. Do you think if you left the membrane on the ribs,
I
it
have
would
no idea.
alleviate that issue? Interesting. Well, that's the first thing I would think of.
Okay, I like that.
And then the second thing, does the side have to be smoked or barbecue or anything?
Just has to be cooked on an outdoor vessel,
Okay.
just like in the show.
Yeah. I'm thinking of a Granny Smith apple slaw. This lady I used to work for made, what was it? It wasn't potato salad, and it wasn't macaroni salad, but it was something like chicken salad sandwiches.
Yeah.
But instead of celery, which I think is God's only mistake, she used Granny Smith apples, and it was so good. So that is kind of where I'm headed with that. Obviously, there's no cooking involved, so maybe that disqualifies. But I think that would be really good.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about slaw,
Yeah.
and I hadn't thought about pineapple either. So
What were you thinking for fruit? Because those are the only things that... Pineapple is the only thing I can think of smoking.
yeah, so peaches came to mind.
Oh.
Yeah.
How would you incorporate peaches?
Well, I've grilled peaches before.
Really? That's... I love peaches.
Yeah.
I could get on board with this.
So I've always done them as a dessert, but I wonder if you couldn't do a pork and peach type of dish.
I bet you could, because I've seen...
Do
I used that peach rub on some ribs
yeah, man.
with the Brinkman fiasco. It was good.
Yeah.
I bet that'd be really good.
Yeah. Like a peach chutney. So there's a restaurant, Morton's. We don't have one here in Utah anymore.
I'm not familiar.
It's on par with like a Ruth's Chris.
Okay.
So
Fancy steak.
Yeah, super fancy steak place, but they've got bacon wrapped scallops
Okay.
and like big friggin' hockey puck scallops, like they're massive things. That they serve with an apricot chutney. That I think you could do like a peach chutney. So in chutney,
That was my next question.
it's like a
Define chutney.
It's like a peppered jam.
Okay.
Is essentially what I think of it as.
Jam, but with other stuff. in
Yeah,
it.
savory, a little
Okay.
bit. So I think I would do a peach chutney over like pork tenderloin.
Okay.
Ooh, that's another thing you could do for your competition, pork tenderloin.
Yeah, that's true.
A little more expensive, but man, I love pork tenderloin.
Ooh. Have you seen people put like chimichurri over steak, you know?
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking of that like peach chutney over something pork style. It seems delicious in my mind. Maybe it
Yeah.
would fail miserably. But
No, I think
I can't imagine you add peaches to pork.
you kind of
Only
get like
beautiful
a
things would happen.
peach, rosemary, heavy black pepper, a little bit of salt in there.
Yeah, because peaches are so sweet. You'd have to balance it out with something.
Yeah,
But
so you get the pepper a little bit, get some salt going from the pork. I think it'd be really good.
I like that idea.
Yeah, and then for the side, I don't know if this would be good or not, but this is where my mind went.
Okay.
Cherries in baked beans. And I think you would have to like quarter them up, cut them up small, but so you had less of like the cherry texture, but got some of the sweetness
Some of the
and the
flavor.
cherry flavor
I'm
just
not mad
mixed in
about
with
it.
your beans.
I had.
I have no idea if it'd be good or not, but
Have you ever had cherry barbecue sauce?
uh-huh.
The Three Little Pigs is a brand that make a cherry barbecue sauce that I tried on the Brinkman fiasco. My buddy let me try some. It was really good, and I'm thinking it would be a similar flavor profile mixed in with baked beans.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Okay. Sophisticated.
yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know how it would work. But
we need to just experiment with some of these things. Post it on YouTube. Let YouTube pay for it. I got a lot of good ideas.
if we had 100 subscribers
Hey-o.
and knew someone cool wearing our hat,
Yes. Then we can
made
do
a
it.
new friend.
All right, everybody. Get us 100 subscribers. May I propose another challenge that my wife thought about?
Yes.
So I was asking her about it before we met up. I said, okay, what do you think? And she said, I think it would be interesting if you had, say, 4 or 5 people. They all plan their cook and they start going, right? They're all doing completely different things. Let's say somebody does
I know where
something-
this is
Yeah.
going, and I hate
Yeah,
it.
right?
I hate
Let's
it.
say somebody's doing rabbit. Somebody is doing chicken. Somebody's doing pork. Somebody's doing beef.
I hate this.
And then about an hour into it, a signal happens.
Rotate.
And everybody has to switch. Can you imagine
No.
inheriting something? You've already done all the intellectual work.
You know,
You hold the mental load for this whole recipe, and suddenly you're thrown into something you have no idea where
I
they're
think
at
I
with.
would. I think I would be fine with it
Yeah?
as long as I didn't end up back where I started.
Ooh, what do you mean? Like you have to
Like if you keep rotating and then I get back to the dish that I started.
and everybody's done something different with it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think I would hate that. But
See,
like if I
and-
just had to move like to one station and pick it up, like I've had that happen to me before.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we talked about this and I hate it, but like you show up at a barbecue and someone's like, "Will you go help Jim
Go
out at
help
the?"
him, yeah.
It's like, no, I won't go help Jim.
Yeah.
like
no,
he's
this
fine.
is Jim's baby. Let Jim cook.
But I've had that happen to me. I mean, I worked at a restaurant when I was in high school at a pizza place and got called in because, you know, the chef was sick or something and had to like figure out what he was doing on a special.
You got to kind of put yourself in their shoes. That's a good point and the other thing, and Whitney brought up this too, it'd be really hard to judge that at the end. So like if the judges were like, this tastes bad. And
Yeah,
it's like,
you could
well,
only-
what the heck?
you
My
could
part of this was so small.
Yeah, you could only take like one switch and it would have to be like halfway through the cook.
Yeah, halfway through, and yeah, that I would hate that. I don't consider myself a control freak per se,
Yes,
but
I
when
am.
it comes to this, I have my mind on what I'm doing, and if I had to switch halfway through with no knowledge, like they spring it on them, I would be pissed.
That-
Like I would probably be able to figure it out, but I would be so upset. Like, no, that's not where I was. No.
Yeah, if I had to
You know?
watch it and then come back and be accountable for it at the end,
Yeah.
that was one of the hardest things for me in business, like as a leader, to be able to like let go of some of the control. Because I'll own it. I am a type A control freak. 100% I am that person. But having to like let go, and I finally got good at it, but like it still this day, like it takes conscious effort of like someone sends me an email or a document like, hey, can you review this before it goes out? I want to go through and rewrite the whole thing the way
I would have
say
redone
it.
this.
Yeah, well, that's not the way I would say it, but you've got to like sit there and stop and be like, okay, it's not the way I would say it,
Yeah.
but does it convey the same message in an appropriate tone and way? Yes. It's fine. I will leave it. Like, that was really hard. And I think it's the same thing there.
Yeah.
That'd
be tough.
It's like, what? Why are you chopping the bacon up? No, it's not bacon bits. It's
What
bacon
are you
wrapped. What's
doing?
wrong with you?
That would yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
tough. That'd be tough.
Oh,
Well
yeah,
thought
as
of,
soon as you started saying it, I knew
You
exactly
knew
where it was
coming.
going.
See, I didn't. She was like this, and this, and I was like, okay.
No, I could
Huh?
smell that.
And then she goes, and then a bell goes off. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I could smell that
I was like,
manipulative. That's like,
"Oh!"
man, she is like full on in elementary school teacher
Dude.
mode. Like,
She gets it. Yeah.
teamwork, gross.
I'm into it.
No, it's terrible, man. I hate that.
Oh, that's awesome. There's another thing too we were talking about, but now I can't remember what it was. Maybe it'll come to me.
I mean, this isn't like super crazy or hard, but Most creative barbecue dessert you would do in a competition.
I don't know. I don't really do a lot of desserts, so it's not overly creative. I immediately go to like a Dutch oven cobbler of some kind, but something different than apple or even blueberry.
I would say peach cobbler is where I started my. That was like the thing I was known for first in my outdoor cooking.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I'd ever taken full ownership of the Dutch oven and done was a peach cobbler. It was really good. It was easy. I don't know. That cobbler's where I probably better stay just because I can't think of anything else, but I'd like to get a little more creative than that. If you give me a little more time, I could probably chew on something a little different, but
Yeah. I've been chewing on it longer than you, so
sure.
I'll,
What do you got?
I would do some sort of pound cake with like
Okay.
a fruit compote.
Interesting. What is a compote?
It's basically fruit that's hot and macerated in sugar. That's at least what I think of it as.
I gotcha.
Hopefully somebody adds at us and tells us.
Indeed. So do you put the fruit in the bottom, let the pound cake cook on top? Or
No,
do you
like
cook it separately
I
and
would
then
cook it
drizzle
separately and then serve it on top of the pound cake.
Nice. I like that.
I love pound cake. Good stuff.
I like that too. You know what's delicious is those candied pecans you did that one time.
Oh,
Would
yeah,
that be considered
man.
a dessert?
I don't know if it's a dessert or not, but
You could throw it on something and call it a dessert. Those were good.
ooh, here you go. Take the pound cake, smoked candied pecans with a smoked salted caramel,
Oh, dude.
little fresh whipped cream.
Yes.
Put a little piece of mint on top, just to look fancy.
I like that. I like that a lot. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
So,
Okay.
I have another thing I want to talk about, but we can save it for another episode.
All right. Let's do it. We're always looking for good.
Yeah.
I feel like this one went well.
I
Sometimes
agree.
we throw out ideas and it's like, all right, we'll see how this goes. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I was excited about this one. I feel like it lived up to the hype.
Yeah. Should I put a plug in and we can be thinking about this for next week?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk about campfire desserts.
I love that. I'm going camping this week.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'll try something out.
Oh, at the family prop, huh? Lucky duck. I wish man.
It's a good time. We're very
I'm jealous.
fortunate.
But no, think about, yeah. And if you come back with s'mores, like, I'm going to smack you.
Dude, my wife would cross heaven and earth for a s'more.
Would she
It
really?
is her favorite thing on earth. I'm okay with it. Like, it's fine. But she loves s'mores. Anything s'more flavored, she's on board.
Dude, the s'mores at Costco, the like chocolate covered marshmallow and
Yeah.
graham cracker, dude, they're like crack.
Way good, but then now you can't find them. All they have are their caramel ones, which aren't bad, but it's not the same.
Oh, I swear they've had them.
Maybe
the
they
last
have.
couple of times I've been there, like right as you walk in. I think they do
I
have
haven't
caramel
looked.
in
It was
them.
just the caramel.
That's
But there's one that was without caramel that was so good, and now all they have is the caramel one, which is also good.
I'm a big fan
But
of
it's
caramel.
just too much.
So-
I like it too, but
Alrighty.
okay.
Well,
Campfire desserts.
campfire desserts next time.
All right.
So until next time, I'm John,
I'm Mike.
and we're Fat Guys with Smokers. Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Fat Guys with Smokers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.